What's going on, fam? Or as we like to say, what up, though? We are here today to have a little fun. We're going to talk about bucket lists. That's what we're going to talk about, B. Do you have a bucket list, fam? Most people do, whether they share it or not. I think internally, there's some things that, we want to do before we, take a dirt nap. Mm. That being said, B, do you, at your young age, do you have a bucket list?
I don't think I would call it a bucket list, though. It's
what
more
would you
so
call
just
it?
stuff. It's like a to-do list, honestly.
Okay, so what's on your to-do list then before you die?
Well, I don't like that start. I like it just more. This is what I'm working towards.
It's the bucket. Whole bucket thing is before you kick the bucket.
And you know what that is, right? Dang.
Yeah. Well, that's a stark comparison. I like it. Why can't we just have some little goals? That's what I got.
Okay, well, you call it goals, we gonna call it a bucket list.
Fair. Like one of mine, I would say some world traveling. I think we all got that. That's everybody. I want to do some of that, but in my 30s, that's why I'm like bucket list. I don't know. If I did say bucket list, it'd be like have grandkids, but I got a long way to get to that.
Got the kids first.
Exactly. So that could be my bucket list.
Having kids?
But they don't have nothing to do. Well, the kids part does, but the grandkids don't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
but I gotta get the kids first.
Right, but I'm just saying. But once you get the kids, what if they say we don't want kids?
They better have them. They gonna get cut off.
But
back to the goals. Yeah, I would like to travel around the world a little bit, and acquire some nice vehicles. Simple.
Okay, so let me. I looked at Forbes, and maybe that was my first mistake. But anyway, they did a study, and they did a study with 3,000 people, and they came back with 10 things, but I just, picked the top 3 of things that people had on their bucket list. The first one was traveling to Europe. Yeah.
We know who they survey.
Well, see, there you go.
I want to go to Germany.
The second one was landmarks here in the United States. And the third was learning a new language. Yeah. Like you said, Carl, we know who they it's Forbes. So it wasn't,
you did that in middle
Essence
school.
or Jet.
Learning new languages.
Yeah, I'm straight with that.
Okay.
But then they said that of those 3,000 people, 91% had bucket lists. And I think for me, what I'm thinking along the lines of is, like I said before, doesn't necessarily mean you share it with people, but internally, you got, some things that you want to do.
Yeah.
I think for me, my top 3 would be traveling. That's the first one. I want to go to the motherland. So that, hopefully you'll have that done in the next few years or so. My wife's been twice. And I'm tired of hearing about these. Oh my God, it's just such a spiritual experience. And just you feel, the presence of our ancestors. Yeah. And, she got pictures of her at the, the door to nowhere. To nowhere. They went down to the place where the slaves took their last shower.
You got a tour guide.
Well, she got pictures and videos. So I want to do that too.
Yeah, she go there and give you the tour.
I'm going to post something, a picture of me crying in front of the door. Oh, anyway.
That's deep.
Real skydiving.
Ooh.
I don't want the fake skydiving where you got some man, he got his nuts on your neck and you jump out. I want.
You don't want him to hold you tight while you fly?
I'm good. I'm good. So that one actually I'm doing this year.
Okay.
So looked it up and pray for me because you get like a 2-hour class and then you get on the plane.
You better not be on your phone in that class.
You gotta learn how to. It's about learning how to land right. So
you said what?
Yeah, I pulled the wrong ripcord. No, and then the other one. While I'm a little leery, I still want to do it with some proper training. Scuba diving. You should always see it on TV, and they say we can't swim. But anyway, I want to go down and get down there for about a minute, then go back up. I'm good. Like I say, I've done it. So those are like my top 3. So I ain't the kids. Nah.
Well, that's because you.
I'm just saying, man, that shouldn't be on your bucket list because hell, that might get you to the bucket quicker. Anyway,
Hey man, you know, got the little
gotta choose-
grandkids come
you
over.
gotta choose the right woman to have kids with.
Well, hey, I got a long way to go. You know,
Eh,
prayerfully,
You ain't. I don't know if you're gonna meet her at the happy hour though. So
you never know.
you never
You never know who you might run
Carl,
into.
you got a bucket list?
Well, kind of. Yeah. So one of the things, yes, I do want to travel to Africa. I do want to. I'll kind of combine a couple of what you said. I want to travel to Egypt to see the pyramids.
See how they built them.
I do want to, and see like tombs of the pharaohs, and I do want to see those things. I do want to travel to Ghana to see the door to nowhere. I do want to, I want to see certain things and experience a different culture. I used to say I wanted to meet certain people.
We would
but
meet.
I don't know. I don't think I have anybody now that I want to meet that I haven't met. And maybe it's just because, I don't like people like that no more.
You've matured.
But because you start, when
Well, you said you met who you wanted to already.
I met who
so-
I wanted to, and most of the time it didn't disappoint me. And people like, it wasn't a big thing. I met Bobby Brown. That was my man. So,
Shout out to bad
and it wasn't
Bobby
like,
Brown.
so it's not like, like, oh, I want to meet, the president of the, I want to meet Bobby Brown.
Hey,
Met Bobby Brown. Cool dude.
Was it Lil Bobby or Big
I
Bobby?
knew he was gonna say which one.
Bobby hadn't gained all the weight yet.
Mhm.
He was getting there.
Intermediate.
I'm concerned about Bobby. And he slim down a little bit.
Yeah, because when we see them videos of them,
Yeah,
the New Edition, Bobby ain't
Bobby,
snapping the
I'm-
moves like
you know,
everybody else.
over time, you
Shout out to New Edition, Bobby
Yeah.
Brown.
But the thing about it is, they always say don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. I was not disappointed. He was very cordial, very nice to me. And he acknowledged my fandom. Now I wasn't like, oh my God, Bobby Brown.
You
It's
didn't
like,
cry.
hey, bruh,
Was he sober? I mean, I don't, not that.
see.
That's a messy.
No, I just
question.
asked a question. It's just-
What'd you
That's
say,
a
Pete?
messy question.
no, I'm just. If you say
It
this
was
was back
Bobby
in the
Brown.
day, we know Bobby's had some challenges.
It wasn't.
It
that
could have been in the
long.
morning.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that long.
Okay.
So I think he had, conquered those demons. By that
Okay.
time.
So it was
He
the
said-
barbecue sauce.
He was
Bobby.
it was barbecue sauce Bobby Brown. He was very. He seemed to be very coherent. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I think he was. But I think some of the other stuff, like, a lot of people I've heard say skydiving and scuba diving and rock climbing and that kind of stuff. That ain't. Yeah. I think playing an instrument, learning to play a new instrument, maybe. But I think a lot of stuff, it's just like this is my problem or my issue, I think, with bucket lists.
Yeah, I got one too.
I think that we have things or goals, desires that we want, but we just think that they're so unattainable we won't even talk about them.
Yeah, and then too, like I hear some bucket list stuff. It's like you can go do that next weekend.
Well,
And I'm not
the-
saying go to Zimbabwe or something, but
Right,
you
right,
can
right.
go honestly on a road trip Friday and go hit some of our national landmarks.
But then if you have to think about, where people are. And I think, Carl, to your point, sometimes people, I don't want to call them unrealistic, but I think they have, almost like a failure type mindset. where,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
I
part
like to
too.
do it, but
Yeah,
I don't
you
think I'm going to
defeat
never be,
yourself,
because
yeah.
some people, in terms of landmarks, Mount Rushmore, I don't want to see Mount Rushmore. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't.
I've been to the Grand Canyon. I think that's it for me and
I
mine.
want to look down there though. It wouldn't be like the be up. I just want to poke.
Nah.
my head.
I do too.
Just
I've
wanna-
said that.
You know, you just want to
go-
look down there. And be
I
like,
always
I've
think
gotten
about
close
vacation.
enough where I could look over.
yeah,
and-
that's
yeah.
what.
I think
Mhm.
about National Lampoon's Vacation when they went and Chevy Chase said, "Okay, let's go." That's me.
I just want to.
I do.
It's
I
like,
want
I
to
did it.
see it.
Well, you got to take a picture to click. I was here. So, hey.
Yeah, you check it off the
okay,
list.
but here's the thing about me. I'm afraid of heights. So when I see people like with their back to the canyon and taking a picture like this, I couldn't do that because I'm scared.
We just face
I
forward.
need to
You
see
face
it.
forward
I need
so
to
you
see
can-
this way, and I need to make sure nobody's around me because if anybody does like that, I'm gone.
It's so big that you can go. I only went up one side, and I think maybe about 4, 5 hours, of walking and taking pictures and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, yeah, it was a lot. So it's interesting. It's nice, but yeah, I'm good. My mother-in-law, shout out to Diane Walker. One of her bucket list items was to hit every continent on Earth.
That's a
And
good one.
she
Okay.
retired. I think she had done that like lickety split. So she had some air miles. But yeah, I thought, and I was like, wow. That's one of the ones where you like,
Yeah, that's a big
But
one.
she had the opportunity and she said she loved it. I think, I don't know if people want to share their bucket list all the time because part of it, I think, would be when you don't want people to think you crazy. Yeah, man, I want to go to the moon. You ain't going to no moon.
Yeah, because you don't want that
Well,
negative.
Well,
In today's
You got the
world,
money.
they got rocket ships now that's sending people.
$25,000.
Yeah, ask Gail King. Just jump on a rocket ship and go out of space for 15
Yeah.
minutes.
If that wasn't the
I mean,
goofiest thing
but I mean,
ever.
when people say stuff like that, and okay, that's the other part of it. Your bucket list can be as long as your dollars are.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like you said, the average person, you're not going to the moon.
But a
we-
millionaire.
But you got people. Okay,
We done been.
boy, rest in peace to him and his son. But old boy that went down in the submarine,
in the man-made sub.
with
Yeah.
the
PlayStation
PS1 controller.
God rest their soul, but
And
that
I
was
watched
their bucket list.
and I watched a
probably.
story about a cat who does that on the regular.
Mm.
And was kind of like, oh yeah, that particular submarine was trash. Mine that I use, and I'm going like, it's people that do this.
Yeah.
They do this. So for everyday people to say, I want to do, and that's not gonna happen. It can't happen. It just might not happen for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it. That right there was, and it put me in the mind frame of, you got the money to do stuff that we look at as crazy.
Yeah.
Because how much they paid some money to be on that
Lots of
thing.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't cheap.
And I'm sitting back saying,
Bought a house.
Why?
And he'd done it before. So it wasn't like this was like, oh, I've saved all my life to do this.
No,
It was like,
this was just
what
we
do.
got this 3 months out.
Well, his wife is very wealthy now, I suppose. Because, yeah.
Well, and I
Yeah.
one of the things I say, and I kind of live by this. Everything that you want in life is on the other side of fear.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So if you have a fear, if fear is what's blocking you, and it's not always fear of, I don't know if I can attain it. It's like you said, Eugene, it's fear of people's opinion of what you want.
Mm.
Because you just said, you want to go skydiving. Now you're going to tell that to somebody and they're going to be like, what you want to do that for? That crazy.
You might die.
You might die.
Yo.
I know my cousin's brother's son.
He fell off the plane backwards. And,
now you don't have no legs. And it's like, why?
Well, you talking about no legs. What about the amputee with no arms, no legs that just killed somebody? He's a professional cornhole player, but that's another story.
He plays cornhole and he was able to shoot. Wasn't it in a road rage incident too?
Yeah.
So he was driving.
oh, shoot.
No legs.
And it's one of those things where it's like you hear the story and it's tragic, but then you be like,
Wait a minute.
you can be anything you want to be.
Literally.
And I saw video of him shooting a gun.
I saw a video of him shooting a gun and I saw a video of him playing cornhole.
How he played it?
If that man can beat you,
And he was did you hear the man say he was a professional cornhole
Hey, I
player?
can't even hit 3 in a row.
That's what I'm saying.
That's some skill.
I think I'm doing something when I get it on the board and my man is like, bloop,
Boop, 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 boop.
no hands, no legs.
how does he? Fam, we ain't laughing at the fact that he doesn't have. It's
I'm
just-
intrigued how he's
Bruh, watch
Hey.
the videos.
He's doing it. Let me ask this though: is it healthy to have a bucket list be?
100%, yeah.
How so?
'Cause I think it's like having purpose in life, almost. Kind of more of a different niche way to look at it, but at the end of the day, we got to be here to do something. I feel like if it's like it's a goal, right? At the end of the year, you want to, I don't know, go to Vegas, right? At least you have something accomplished or something. But if you just sit there and take the bucket list life perspective, it's like, okay, you don't have nothing you want to do. Not even before you die, like before you turn 75 or retire, just I'm here. I think that kind of, I mean, it might be somebody like that, but I think we got purpose in life, and we should also have stuff in life to strive towards, whether it's like something big, like going to Africa, or I don't know, you want to first new trade. Somebody may never been to Belle Isle, at least just something, you know.
Now, okay, yes.
I gotta, small, big.
S-
You gotta have something.
So, okay, so like we talked about before we came on air, the movie, The Bucket List. In the movie, the person was dying. So they said, okay, before I die, I want to do these things. If we say, and none of us know how much time we have,
True. Yeah.
but if we say, here are things on our bucket list, and we complete those things, and we'll say goals, then what? Because when you say it's healthy, I mean, it's almost like, now that I've done it all, what am I living for? Do I have to continuously create new bucket lists?
I think you
Well,
should always be striving for something.
Yeah, and I think that for me, the bucket list would be fluid. It could be, ever changing. And then you knock one off, then hey, I'm happy. I checked that one off. I think too, it can motivate you, to help you to focus. Okay, I want to, sail around the world, and I got to get ready. First, I got to get a boat. Then I got to learn how to sail a boat. Then so.
Yeah, I
Not
think it's
that
like
I would ever
a
do
gateway
that,
to other
'cause-
things. I think if you look at it the right way, I think it's a good gateway to have.
And then too, the anticipation. Oh man, I can't wait to start working, on the bucket list, so on and so forth. So
Or you check one off, you said, man, now that I did this, like I done went to this country, I heard about this one on the plane now. Now I got to go to that one. So I feel like it can segue, or you meet somebody in this country that tell you, well, I'm from Nova Scotia. You should check that out. I feel like it just can keep going.
I ain't gonna go nowhere I ain't never heard of. But yeah.
He's Canada. Well, look, it used to be safe to go to
I'm about
Canada.
to say, I mean,
I don't know you can get back now with
we
your
might have a
boy.
little beef, but eventually we can go.
Well, I mean, and have you had anybody tell you that they didn't have a bucket list? I mean, I know that's probably a weird question to come up, but because I would think that, to your point, everybody has some type of goals. So if somebody tell you they ain't got a bucket list, you think they're being truthful based upon the fact that Forbes in their study said 91% of people.
No, and I'm a counter and say I think it's because, like we were talking earlier, people don't want it perceived as impossible, or with the skydiving thing, you don't want me to say, oh, man, you want to go feed the lions? I heard John went and his arm got ripped off. So I think it's either you want to protect your bucket list,
Yeah, I don't.
or you,
That's I don't want to do.
but I think it's
Put
you.
my head in his alligator mouth.
It's a cool picture though, but I think we all, whether it's a bucket list or just one goal you want to do in life, that you might keep it private. I think we all technically got to have something. We're not just here like a robot.
So you think YNs got bucket lists?
Yeah, snatch your chain.
I need to get 2 pair of buffs.
Hey, that was an easy one.
The real ones.
I need to get 2. Right, I need to get 2 pair of real buffs in my lifetime. Okay, this is a question too. If you're, we're married, so I'm gonna ask the guy that's still dating.
Yeah.
Is that a good date question to ask a young lady? Like what's do you have a bucket list? What's on it? Because and I caveat this by
I see
saying
where you're
because
going.
can you judge somebody by what they tell you?
Cause like, no, I haven't specifically asked when it comes to dating, like, what's your bucket list? But I do try to see like, hey, do you have anything big you want to do this year? So I keep it like small, and that can kind of help you gauge, sense like what type of person, if they are driven, they do have big goals and dreams. But if somebody's like, I want to go to Miami, you like,
That's on her bucket list.
yeah,
Well,
that's
she-
what I'm like.
She might say that too. I need to get a pair of buffs by
But
the
then
end of
you
the
see
summer.
somebody like, I want to go to Europe or Paris. You're like, okay, that's kind of cool. So I think it is a good gauge. But yeah, I think I would probably say the bucket list question, not like a first or second date thing. I think that's a little more.
Really?
I mean, I think it
Oh.
could be a good icebreaker.
Yeah, I think it's a good icebreaker.
No, I'm trying to figure out your favorite color and stuff. That's my
B,
ice.
tell us
cool.
what you're really trying to figure out.
Yeah.
How long it's going to take to.
What do you mean by that?
I don't mean nothing because I'm retired from the game.
B have a lot of. He goes to a lot of.
What do
good
you?
places. But you know what? I think that I'm hoping because you go to certain upscale establishments that you're looking for a particular.
Yeah, Red Robin. I'm definitely looking for great people.
Well, if I'm at see, I'm not going to disparage Red Robin. They have
Exactly.
They have a bar area. And they do have a nice little.
Catch me there this Thursday.
You got to figure out which one though. But that to me, that's a question I would ask someone at Red Robin. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I do like it though for sure because it helps you get to see what and who you're dealing with essentially.
But I think that we still have to deal with the. Because I might say, okay, I'm gonna say this. One of my, and I'm not gonna say a bucket list thing, but a goal of mine is to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard people say, "What you want to do that for? You too old." And it's like,
Well, I want to go.
Just dreams killing.
And I think that's a lot of reason why
But I
people
think
might
that's
not
what
say
it is.
nothing.
People-
Yeah,
that's what I said. It's not the fear of I may not be able to do it. It's
you just
the
don't
fear
want to hear
of-
the.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. If I go back, I'm not gonna announce it. I mean,
Yeah.
certain people will know.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But and I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but what I will say I don't like it. I don't like when people my age are in school and they gotta tell you every day.
Why y'all do that? I'm gonna just ask because y'all,
Okay, so you noticed it too.
Y'all be on
let me-
y'all be on the Facebook. I'm doing my homework.
I am so
Like so.
I'm so tired.
took
This class is
2
kicking my
classes today.
butt. And if it's so much for you, don't go.
But
I
you
mean,
gotta
what
share
are we,
with the.
why do you have to share
Look at
it
my
with
notebook.
everybody? You know, hey, you coming to so-and-so's birthday party? I can't stay because, it's Saturday night. It's a Saturday night.
Studying.
What are you saying?
I'm
If
a
you-
scholar.
Right. I gotta get back to studying. It's Saturday night.
But hey, that's like you said, you live in your bucket list dream, so you want everyone to know you pursuing journalism.
And it ain't like you going to Harvard. You are at the University of North South Dakota online. So
That's a prestigious.
You got to make sure they're accredited.
there you go.
You said prestigious. Just make sure they're accredited, so that money you paying is just not off. Look, so your tuition will be reimbursable because your company don't reimburse non-accredited schools.
What
So-
the hell is this?
Right?
That ain't on the list.
University of Byron. Who's Byron? It's like,
Small town in southern Montana.
but I think that's part of the fear of people judging you or what have you. So I don't feel that, but I just don't feel the need to, because it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of these, bucket lists should be personal. I don't need anybody, to help me go skydiving, except unless you want to do like you said, the cradle method.
It's just so they help
You know what I'm saying? So it's
I'm
like,
straight.
if you put that out there, and I would not be opposed if, and I'm just saying Eugene as an example. If he made a post and said, "Hey, I went skydiving today," I don't want to hear a week out. Saturday's the big day.
No, it's
Three more days,
It's
y'all.
it's 3 months out in 72 days.
72 days. My life is gonna change.
In 400 hours and 18
And it's
minutes.
like, I don't need to know all of that.
Here's my breakfast before my life changes.
Right, there we go. I'm doing squats. I'm working out. Stay tuned.
I'll post a picture. One picture. That's it. So
Do a GoPro, man. Do it while you're in the air.
I don't know about that because I mess around and throw up. Then what? So yeah.
Just don't
You
post
can
that
laugh
part.
about it.
Wait a minute, laughing because it's got to come down. It ain't gonna be on me. No, I think I think it's healthy, because again, it gives you something to focus on. I will say though that some of the drawbacks I think are like we talked about earlier, that failure mindset. You don't achieve it, then woe is me, so on and so forth. Or you see somebody else do it, I wanted to do that, but I can't do it. So you have. I think for the most part, when you are developing, a bucket list, it should be fun. Yeah. It's not something that you should, put pressure on yourself and create anxiety because you can't do it. I mean, it could be something as simple as, I don't know, going on the giant slide at Belle Isle. Did they ever fix that?
They say they did, but I've been on it, so that's off my bucket list. I'm not going on the new and improved one. I've been on the old new and improved. All right, that's not on my list.
So, yeah, I mean, you can make it whatever you want to. I think one of the things that I've been a part of is to help people achieve certain things on the bucket list. Like one of the, and I won't say it's on my bucket list, but one of the things that I know I've grown at is just being compassionate, because there was a time where I ain't give up about helping nobody. Look, hey, do it yourself. So, but now I think, I'm seasoned. My walk in Christ is helping me to see certain things. Because you know what I used to do? I'd think about something and I'm like, you know what? I should pay it forward. Nah. And then I start vacillating. Next thing you know, the moment has passed. And then I figured out, that's God telling me, if you don't get your black self. So, yeah. So now I do it. When was this? Probably about a month ago. Paid for somebody's groceries behind me. And it wasn't us. I know that was God.
See?
Because, man, when I tell you, they followed me out to the car, just kept thanking me. Then they saw my plate, so I was like, oh, my God, thank you for your service. And, we just got, it's been so difficult for us. Man, you all right, okay? So, of course, later on, I'm saying, man, I wonder what I could have did with that money. But
hey, karma. What comes around goes around.
Hey, ain't nobody paid for nothing for me, so.
But it'll come. It'll come.
It'll, and the thing about it, even if it doesn't, I don't think that you should do something like that thinking that in advance something else.
Exactly, because to me, you doing it for the wrong reasons. You doing it thinking, well, if I do this, then
hey,
God,
look at me about to go buy groceries for this family bless me. Too, y'all.
So now you
I never saw that.
You've given me another perspective on bucket lists, because I've never thought about it of trying to change who you are. Yeah. Or trying to be more. I mean, because a lot of times people don't think of it as, like you said, we're supposed to strive to get better. We're supposed to strive to do better. And a lot of people don't think of it as, a goal necessarily. It's just like, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do. And you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time.
Every time. Around the end of December, first part of January.
End of December.
New year, new me.
Every weekend. If you know that drunk friend that every time they get drunk, I ain't gonna do this no more. I just go
this is my last
weekend doing this.
Next Friday I am chilling.
Making them broken promises to God, Lord, you get me through this. Never.
Oh my God.
Next weekend I'm not doing nothing.
It's like we hear it all the time. So, but for somebody to really say, like, you know what, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to, take care of some. And a lot of times those things don't take a lot. And I've heard this before too. People want to, when I get rich, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. When I get my money, when are you going to get this money? And where is it coming from?
Well, it is tax refund. See, it's unofficial Black holiday.
Well, that's my money, though. That's what you hear. That's what you hear. Oh, I got my refund. So now I'm about to go. Or even, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is a good thing. I mean, it's not a good thing necessarily, but we heard that Stellantis is not paying their bonuses
to hourly workers. Salaries getting it.
Oh, so the hourly workers they were interviewing some of them on the local news channels, and they were saying that this is just terrible, and how can you do this? I work for that money, and on and on.
They was counting on it.
They were counting on it They said a lot of people count on that money. We count on that money.
Don't count.
And it's like, it's
But
a
you count on your
bonus.
paycheck. You count on the paycheck.
It's a bonus.
In addition to.
Yeah.
So when people get these bonuses, they use it for themselves. You're not saying like, oh man, I take my bonus every year and I go pay for a homeless family to be sheltered for 6 months, or
I ain't seen that
or I
video
go down
yet.
the street and I pay the light bills for my neighbors. Or you don't necessarily, and I'm not saying people aren't doing that. Some people, 2 or 3 people, 1 or 2 people.
Your numbers
But
need
for
to
the
come
most
down.
part,
Got to take care of his plant wife.
that's my money. So I'm waiting for this big windfall to come, this long lost relative to give me an inheritance, or the lottery, or the black man's lottery, aka a lawsuit.
Hey, there you go. I just talked to somebody
I got
yesterday
rear-ended, buddy.
talking about
Slow
they
down.
waiting on it to come
when they
through.
waiting on them.
It should be coming through in about 4
I
5
saw.
months. Now.
I was in
We're going to be on then.
I was waiting for my order at the Coney Island, and they had the TV on, and one of them commercials came on. If you have been affected by mesothelioma and you were stationed at Fort Bragg or one of them stations, so the guy next to me, he said, "Yep,
That's
I'm
finna be
working
me.
with my attorney. I'm about to get mine in a minute." And he goes into this long dissertation about how. And I believe everything he said, because he was like, the government was trying to fight it, and you had to have all this paperwork, and a lot of the soldiers, they got so far into the process and they just gave up because it was too tedious. And so he's like, I wasn't giving up. I didn't give up. He said, my lawyer told me, well, I can get you this if you stop right here. But if you keep going, he said, well, just keep going. He's like, I ain't in no rush.
Settling.
I ain't in no rush, but when I get it, because I want all of it. And I'm like, okay, well, good for
older
you,
guy?
sir. He was.
Okay, I hope he's still alive.
Yeah, I'm
when
gonna
it
say they
come
might
through.
try to play the waiting game.
I
on
mean,
him.
wasn't according to him. It was
See?
it was soon. He was
2
going to get
months.
this big windfall.
2 months.
No, but how many people say stuff like they're waiting on this windfall before they can
Too many.
bless someone? But you can't. But you don't take small steps and say, I can be better today. I can be better today than I was yesterday. By
I
doing.
think you gotta have some internal growth, because I used to be on that side too, of like the pay it forward. And I used to have that mentality like, I don't want to pay it forward until I get my windfall. So I used to be like that, and I get it, especially like being younger, you getting yourself established and whatnot. You might want to do it, but now recently, like I would say, it was a happy hour. It just happened. But I decided I saw somebody. I said, you know what? I'm gonna pay for their tab, and I didn't say nothing
Was
to
it a
them.
male or a female?
It wasn't. I ain't paying for no man drinks. But
I'm just saying.
maybe I'm not spiritually there yet, but I could bless a nice young woman. So anywho, I just told the waiter, like, hey, take my bill, put it with hers, and I got it. And I just left. And I wasn't like, people like, oh, look what I'm doing. Or I'm like, I don't want no karma. And then it was, let's just say 4, 5, 6 months later, I went out, somebody picked up my tab.
Was it a lot?
It wasn't a lot. It was a decent evening.
He goes to nice
Hey,
establishments.
but
So that's
but what
why I
I'm
say,
getting
was
at,
it
the
a
moral
lot?
of the story
So-
was it might have been like 100 or something. It ain't that bad.
100 or something.
See?
Do you know what that is for regular folk like us? That's a lot of money.
See, Playboy, everybody.
I'm getting at the moral of the story. This is good to pay it forward. It doesn't matter how much, but we just
It does.
So
See, you just proved your own point. So back
Hey,
in the
big
day,
blessings, little blessings.
but I'm saying back in the day, you said you wasn't willing to do that. But you
But I
could
had to
you
grow.
could have done it back then. $2 to somebody on the street that'll help them out.
But once I grew, I don't have my problem with the $2 on the street, but I had to grow into saying, hey, let me pick up that tab. And I grew
But
into
what
that.
made you pick that young lady? It was something about
Well,
her.
she looked like she was struggling.
Heck no, you know what I'm saying. you know
Again, you just
you know she could have picked up her own tab and more.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would just say I just happened to be looking, since you asked, I was reading a devotional and it did challenge me to do something like, either pick up the tab for somebody's groceries or let someone cut in line.
So you was reading a devotional at the happy hour?
No, I did
Oh.
that to start to.
But
No. But
Like
hey,
that.
you could read.
What kind of weirdness is going on?
I started my day with the devotional.
Okay.
And
all right.
look, it said when you at the grocery store, let a senior person cut in front of you, or when you at the coffee shop, buy somebody some coffee. I didn't go grocery shopping that day. I didn't go buy coffee. I just happened to be at the steakhouse. So I say, how can I bless somebody
At
before
the
I go home?
steakhouse. Okay.
Paying it forward.
I think that's a for people who don't have bucket lists, because you don't run into a lot of people that say, I don't have no bucket list. I think that's a good way to kind of propose they have one. It's like, can you be better today than you were yesterday?
Yeah, and it's a small.
And if you continue that trend, I met somebody yesterday who said that their goal, their father, they took over the business from their father, and they said their father was and he couldn't even find the right words for it, but I'll just say his father was a very great man. He was a great man.
Gotcha.
I mean, and I say
Big shoes to fill.
There you go. That's a good one. And he said his goal is to be, and he used the word integrous, and he had to take that back. He said, I don't even want to say I don't have integrity because
I think I see where he
but
going.
I want to be like my father. If I can be half the man that he was,
There you go.
Yeah,
I can
baby
be,
steps.
Somebody come to my funeral, they can say he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, that's the kind of guy he wants to be. And he was very humble. I know and I say that because I know the man got money. I know what he does. I mean, and if you look at him, you wouldn't even think it. You would just be like, oh, he's just a guy. But I look at somebody like that and say, I'd like to be like him. Just a regular guy. He works, but he's got means, and he can do nice things, and he could be known as a nice person. So, and everybody doesn't have to have means. Again, it's just
life is.
So does it mean then if you do something for someone and you are expecting something in return, does that make you a bad person? I.e., getting blessings?
I feel like I feel like it's like a maturity thing. I don't think it makes you a bad, because like look at how we talk about social media. How many times you see somebody, I'm about to go do this for the homeless. And yes, it's a good thing, but we all know biblically we're supposed to do our good deeds in secret, not hey, tell me about your life story. Why you on the street? Here's $20.
And then the phone pan down to them with the 20, handing it to them.
Like, you're doing a good thing, and it don't make you bad, but it's like, come on. So I think it's just we need to do some more growing up. Because, yes, help the person in need, but don't posterize it and say, look what I'm doing. Because then you kind of canceling out whatever good karma you may or may not get.
So then are you saying that they're doing it for the wrong reasons?
Because I would have to ask what the reason. Because I get confused. Because I get it. They want to help the homeless.
Yeah, but if
they
they're
also
doing
want
it,
the content out of it too.
Well, not only that, but I'm saying if you want to help somebody and you say to yourself, well, if I help this person, then God is going to bless me on the back end. Are you doing it for the right reasons? I don't think you are. I think you're doing it for selfish reasons.
Yeah,
because you're looking to get something.
I think, you shouldn't be looking at it like that. I think you just like, this is what I'm going to do, and so be it. You shouldn't be. It's like almost making it transactional. If I give this homeless guy $5 today, something good better happen to me tomorrow. That's like
better. Okay.
Some people like that.
Hey, God, you see what I did, right?
Yeah, like hey.
I don't know.
Well, what I don't like is even at church when it's offering time, and the preacher will say, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together.
Mm-hmm.
Your cup shall runneth over."
I don't. But
exactly.
So to me, it's like it's transactional.
If you don't give, you're not going to be blessed,
and that's not the case.
And we gonna jump you.
And that's not the. And you shouldn't give. And you hear this all the time too. I had somebody, they came and they gave it was $5, and that was their last. And they walked out of church, and it was $100 bill laying on the ground, and they picked it up. See, so now what is that? What is that doing? So now here I'm gonna come running with my $100, thinking I'm gonna find $1,000 outside.
I'm gonna find $1,000 bill.
It's like don't do that. I don't like when people and to your point about what is the reason for the content. I kind of had this conversation with somebody earlier. So if I'm doing content and I'm giving money to the homeless, and and it's a guy that I don't know his name, but he's always like, you know, hey, can I have $5? And
Oh, I know.
I've
oh,
seen
I don't
that.
have. Oh, well, you gave me $5, and I'm gonna bless you
Psych,
with
here's
$1,000.
Mhm.
And you know, and then and the person is like, oh, that was my last $5, and I was about to go die. And so now you see another post where they've posted that, and they started to GoFundMe, and now the person has raised $50,000.
Now that I'm good with 100%.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I used it as content in order to raise money for other people, you know, for somebody else, but it's still my content that I can also profit off of as well. So I can be, you know, if I give them 1,000, I might have another 1,000 that I made.
But here, let me.
It's like it's
I see where
you
you're
know
going,
what I'm saying?
but let me throw this weird one-off situation. It was local. Remember COVID time when we got the PPP money?
What
Remember
you mean
that?
we? I didn't. Don't put me out
Our
there.
cousins was getting the PPP money.
Okay.
So this guy
Legally or fraudulently? Because you know there's a difference.
somehow they got a loan for their
They
business.
don't sound legal. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, they got a loan for their business, and they had procured a lot of funds with said loan for their business, and they decided to help some homeless people out. Give them wads of cash and post it online. Is that paying it forward?
No,
But they said they was blessing the homeless.
with stolen money or with
But
ill-gotten
like you said in the
money.
video,
There you go.
that man said, I only had $5 to my name. I was about to go die.
And I know the story you're talking
Yeah.
about, but they did that. They did that.
Oh, I
for
don't know.
self-aggrandizement.
That was.
That was for self-aggrandizement. That
Yeah,
was for
yeah.
you know.
But you know that happens a lot though. Well, not a lot, but it happens.
It happens.
In the social media world.
Well, it happened with dope dealers. I mean, you know, we come from the crack era, so it was a whole lot of
Nino Brown gave out turkeys.
gave out turkey. Well, look, the
Well,
Chambers.
why you gonna give
the
a
Chambers
homeless
brothers
man a
said they're gonna
turkey?
give all the ones to the poor because you know they did that on video. You know, so it was like,
I never understood the turkey. Why you gonna give a homeless person? Where they gonna cook this turkey?
well, they wasn't all homeless.
Yeah.
But
lot
you know
of-
what I'm talking about.
A
They
lot of
was
ga-
giving
I mean,
homeless people
you
turkeys.
look at what the drug industry paid for. It paid for a lot of small black businesses were started and or supported through
sustained
drug money,
essentially.
sustained
Yeah,
through drug
yeah.
money. You had a lot of youth sports programs were funded that way. You had people who actually went to school. You know, some of them paid for people's education. So you can say for a lot of things that there was good deeds that came from it, but
Ill-gotten gains. Good
it was
deeds.
ill-gotten gain. And you have to look at it on the other side. It's like, if you know this person, and do you aspire to be that person? Like, if you know that, I'm not going to name any names, but if you know that a certain drug dealer paid for your baseball team, and you knew them, like, they was like, cool, you know, like, he's a regular person.
Yeah, that's my guy.
That's my guy. So now do I grow up and say, well, do I want to be like him? Because he can tell you all the time, well, you know, go to school, get your education.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like me.
You didn't go
As
to
they
school.
get in their Benz and drive off. You know, with the girl that you got the crush on in the passenger seat.
Never had a chance.
You know, but
Stay in
it's
school
like,
though, Johnny.
we gotta look at what, because again, that's a bucket thing. I want to be like that.
Yeah, I get that.
But
Yeah,
do I have to do what they do to be like that?
Yeah, I just don't want to get caught.
Well, yeah, I think because that's how I kind of grew up. I grew up in an
Idolizing dope dealers?
Let me get to it. Like the Benz example. I grew up in a neighborhood where a lot of guys, when I was like, I don't know, say 12, and they were in their 20s, they had BMWs and Marauders and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't had no job.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, I want this. I want to
Did they
be
tell you to stay in school?
Man, yeah, but they wasn't in school. They was home all day.
Don't matter.
But again, that had
All
me
day,
coming.
better
but
than
at night
them.
they left.
But
Gotta
that's
get
kind
up
of
with that plug.
where it starts on that bucket. It's like, I want these cars, but you have to say, am I gonna get it their way, or am I gonna get a job, work hard, and you can still get the same nice cars. And I think that's kind of where it does start, especially for us young black males. You kind of see that and say, this Mr. Johnson over here, he work at the plant. He got a Kia. He been home for 7 days straight. He got a brand new BMW. So
That's this month, because next month after he crash it, he gonna get something else.
and guess what they did? I remember when the Lincoln MKZ caught out. How you get that at 22 years old? He just got out of jail. I said, hey, but that's how it kind of starts.
So bucket lists in the hood are different.
Oh yeah, big time, big time, big time.
How did you say though? I mean, because at that young age, you have to be able to differentiate as to how you're going to attain that. You want to do it the legal way, you doing the illegal way. Because I mean, some would say it's benefits to doing it either way.
I think it's I would say like it's an environment and choice, because my parents was like, you can't hang out with them. But I can speak to him and say hello and be like, hey, cool car, but I cannot go over to his house, So I think that part helped.
Why? Because they was doing illegal stuff?
Well, yeah. How you think I couldn't afford a brand new BMW at 21.
You could
with no job.
Well,
I don't got no W-2 job. And they had the 7 Series too, so that was the top of the line.
Wait a minute now. You talking about a quarter to 8? Okay, all right.
They was balling.
Yeah, you was doing all right.
They was doing, yeah.
You was doing all right.
So that's what I'm saying. I came up like, I want these nice fancy cars and to be super young at the same time. But parents was like, you can't hang out with them. So I think that kind of helped me out. And seeing my parents could get decent cars, working actual jobs, that's let me say, okay, I don't gotta sell weed or whatever to go get me a Benz or something. I can go to school, get a job, and do it. But you gotta make that choice.
Okay.
I think it's an internal thing, because you could say it's much faster. I could have had that BMW at 23, 750, fully loaded.
Well, back in the 70s, if your mama and daddy told you not to go up somebody's house, it wasn't because they was doing illegal stuff. 9 times out of 10 is because they had roaches. So I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, no,
there were certain homes I couldn't go to. They had nothing to do with illegal activity.
They dirty.
different generations,
I'm just saying. Then the 80s hit, and
now you understand.
Yeah, it was.
Crack.
Couldn't go over the house.
It was different.
They was cooking something.
and it wasn't dressing.
Wasn't no food.
Yeah.
Would you suggest people your age and younger develop bucket lists, B?
I don't want to say bucket list just because it automatically makes me think to the Morgan Freeman, I'm about to die. Let me do this before I die. That's just what I'm.
Well, what about something like
to.
I don't know, a life list or something like that? You can call it anything, but
If it was me personally advice, I would say, what do you want to do this year? And
so you're not going to ask them if they got a 5-year plan?
Man, that's some social media TikTok construct that they told people to ask people.
Do you have a bucket list is a much better question than do you have a 5-year plan?
There you go.
A date question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that one up. But me personally, I want to see, for me, I know time flies, but a lot can happen in a year. So for me, I'm like, what do you want to do for the year? And lock in on that. And then for the next year, you got a clean slate to start again. So it's like a bucket list is you got one big thing that you caught up in this for X amount of time. It's like you building a better one, because this year I want to spend a week in California. Next year I want to travel to Canada if we don't have beef with them. The year after that I want to go to Africa.
Well, and I think that goes to what we were saying earlier about being able to have your list be fluid.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just one big attainable goal up there, but you can have little goals to work your way up to it. I think one of the things that I look at is, instead of people focusing on and having anxiety about not being able to attain the items in their bucket list, enjoy the ride. And my thing is I tell people now, I take each day as it comes, because if something happened yesterday, I can't do nothing about that. I can't look forward thinking what's going to happen tomorrow. So why not enjoy the day that you're in? If you have the opportunity to attain certain items on your bucket list, go for it. But again, I mean, hell, if I can't reach it, then okay, let me put something else out there that I can see, that I can, just reach out and touch, something that is easily attainable. And again, have fun with it. So
And thief is the comparison of joy when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big one. A lot of us might, or not us, but particularly, but when you talk about stuff like this, you interject how we always talk about social media into the mix. I think that can be a big fear of the term, because you see somebody might post a photo dump. They done been to China, Japan, Dubai, Europe, Yugoslavia, all over the summer. You like, I just went to Ohio. But
well, you could have bumped into Dave Chappelle. I'm just saying.
But you know what I'm getting at. I don't think people should let that get caught up in worrying about what the next person is doing to enjoy that ride, to get,
But do y'all think that is one of the main reasons people post stuff on social media in terms of what they're doing? Carl, do you think it's because they want to, hey, I want to floss and show you what I'm doing? You can't do what I'm doing, so let me,
I think we have yes, the short answer to that question. I think that when I say we, Black people, we have a hard time celebrating each other.
Mm-hmm.
Just in social circles, somebody says, I achieved something, I achieved it. Men more so than women. Women can celebrate each other. They can go out and, hey, girl, especially on a birthday thing.
and be genuine about it.
It's everybody, you got a circle of 5 friends, and they going out every one of them's birthday. It ain't a milestone birthday. It's just this, and I'm celebrating for the month.
And everybody else pay for that.
Everybody pay, and they just, they just really go out and, girl, yeah, it's your birthday. It's my girl birthday. Yeah. Okay, men.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's more of a comparison thing. So if somebody does something like, how he do that? I want to know how he do it. And it'd be like, we say stuff like this. Yeah, bro, I see you.
Nah, it'd be like,
so you turn around and
right. And it's not it's not a celebration. It's not a true celebration. It's like, all right now, all right. And it's just who he think he is, this nigga.
think he all that.
I heard that ain't even his.
So I think that when you have that kind of thing, it's more difficult to prop people up to go for their goals, to have their, I don't, I'll push back on you younger. So the 1 year thing, I don't think that that's good for older people, because again, I want to go to Miami. Now, if I don't get to Miami this year, I'm just depressed. So now it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to Miami next year, but I got to add something else too.
Not you depressed.
So the following year, I go to Miami, but I don't do the second thing. Now I'm depressed again.
You so
You
sad.
got to double up.
Yeah, because you think your time is running out.
Well, fair, and that's why I don't like the
really,
bucket list, because it has that death, not just the years up. That's why I like the
You
year.
mean the term bucket list?
Oh yeah,
Because I started looking at it like, how many more summers do I have?
Wow.
Well,
And I try to keep.
We don't know.
It was a man in Baltimore. They showed he threw out the first pitch at the Baltimore Orioles home opener. He was 109 years old.
My God.
And he moved and pretty well.
Did the ball get to the plate?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh.
It moved.
But he was able to do this. I mean,
His rotator cuff is intact.
yeah, he was able to kind of get it.
It's better than 50 Cent, huh?
It traveled up. Yeah. It was better than 50 Cent.
He be doing his exercises.
Because at 109 years old, he was an athlete. He wasn't walking around talking about this. Anyway.
Yeah, physical therapy.
But I look at that like, that's not really, that's not your standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if that was the case, I'd have 54 more summers.
Oh my God.
I don't think I have 54 more
I
summers.
don't want that many.
54
I'm good.
more.
Yeah, and that's the other part. My great grandmother, she passed, she was almost 100. She was 99. She didn't make her 100th birthday. But when she was like 98, she kind of was like, she said to me, she was like, I'm kind of ready to go, because And you know,
And she wasn't talking about to the store.
you know, right? And you know, and it was she was
Seen
like,
it all
well,
that
my my family's gone, my friends gone. So I'm like, well, we here. It's like, well, y'all
That
don't
don't
count.
I ain't growing
I'm
with
talking,
you.
right, I'm talking about the people I grew up with.
And
You know what I'm
don't-
saying?
You don't remember the
You
struggle.
know, I seen you. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
it.
I was here when you was born.
So
Get out of here.
like you said, sometimes you like, I don't really.
Yeah, I get it.
But
man. I get it.
if you have these goals and you say, well, I want to do this before I leave, and you don't get to it, now it's like a mad scramble because you just don't know.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like.
You trying to do 3
Yeah,
things
You
in a
82.
weekend.
You 82 talking about, so we got to get to Vegas now.
Where they playing at?
That's why I don't like it. Just see if you can do it by what, 45.
Can't have no
50,
connected
30.
flight because you're trying to run through the airport.
You got it. You can let that 45-minute layover might take you out.
Yeah.
You can get to Vegas, you can go skydiving, and you can see the Grand Canyon all in the weekend. There you go. Boom. 3 up, knocked out.
At 82.
Yeah, you might die on one of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I get a little weary about. All right, just knock it out as you progress.
So, I'll say this. I think that we're all pretty much in agreement that it's a good thing. Have a bucket list, give you something to look forward to. Fam, I'm pretty sure most of you guys do have a bucket list, whether you are sharing it or not. It's just something that, it can give you joy to know that you're working towards them. Don't put too much pressure on having a bucket list. If you do, that's fine. And if your goals are attainable, that's even better. So we will say again, thank you for being here with us. We want you guys to view the YouTube channel, like it, subscribe to it, drop comments in. And as always, we will leave you with this. Stay prayerful, stay positive, stay patient, stay peaceful. See you next time.